Aloha guys, it is Aloha Vanguard here, and today, as you can see, Coral Mat, so that means I'm doing an update on my Coral build, and yeah, so the new set, Diva's Duet, came out. I did a couple updates to it, and it works out more consistently than I thought it was. I mean, Coral is still a good deck. It's been out for a year, and with this new set that came out, it just made it even better and all that stuff, and gave it more options to do. Anyway, I'm going to show you my way I made the deck. And basically my main thing with it is just to abuse the damage zone and the soul, so I'm counter blasting and unflipping and soul charging and soul blasting and drawing, and that's basically that's all there it is to my deck. And I'm just doing those additional effects just cause it's fun. So yep, here we go. Need the grade 0 starter. So yep, Angelic Star Coral. Grade 1 rides over her. You can check for the grade 2 and the grade 3. Sadly, you can't get the cross ride. And if you don't ride Coral over her, she gets moved to the rear guard, which is fine, because if you can bounce her back, that's a 10 shield in your hand, so it's a win-win. Next, I got the 2 cross ride Corals. This card is pretty awesome. 2 because I only have 2. Might get another one, but that'll be later on. Anyways, 2 is fine. If you have the grade 3 version, the Aurora Star Coral in your soul, she's a 13k at all times. Her limit break is pretty good too. Counter blast and a soul blast 1. Bounce back a Bermuda triangle rear guard, and +3. And then if you have a Coral in your hand, you can put it into your soul and draw 2 cards. And sadly, you only can use this limit break once, but if you could use it more than once, this card will be OP, so I see the reason behind it. And moving on to the next card. But yeah, main boss, main leader. If not, I still have my Aurora Star Corals, which I run 3 of. Reason why is because you can search it out if you pull off your right chain, and just cause just to give it wide amount of options. I mean, you do need a lot of Corals, but I just don't think running 4 sets of Aurora Star is relevant to the deck build that I made. So yep. Going over the effect if people don't know about it. So if you have the grade 2 Shining Star Coral in the soul, she becomes 11k at all times, and her limit break is Counter Blast 2, Soul Charge 1, bounce a rear guard, and +5. That's it. Pretty good, because you can get bounce effects off, so it works out pretty nicely. Last 3 cards to my grade 3 lineup is 3 different break rides, just to give it different effects and variety and options that can happen or come to me. So mirror that new break ride. So right over her, +10 auto skill. When your Vanguard attacks your opponent's Vanguard, counter blast 1, return all your rear guards, and call 2 Bermuda triangles from your hand. Nice, because now you have another attack coming at your opponent, and they need to be ready for that. And then her continuous ability, when Mirror attacks a Vanguard and you have 4 more Bermudas, you can +2. Same thing with Vert. She has that same continuous ability, but her break ride skill is different. You may know her from the last set that came out, but I'll read it to you guys again. So you ride over her, +10, bounce 2 Bermuda triangles and draw a card. Up to 2, so you can bounce 1 or 2, but you still get to draw. And yep, pretty nice. She still works, surprisingly. I don't think she can become obsolete in any way. And then we got Pacifica. This is one of the 3 box toppers. This, the coral, and then there's a costume change elk or whatever, which I have, but I don't want to grab it right now. Anyways, yeah, I'm just using Pacifica, even though it was meant for Pacifica deck. I just use it for the break right skill, which is a +10 auto skill. When a card is bounced back from your rear guard to your hand, you can search your deck for Bermuda Triangle and call it to rear guard. So this is awesome because, I mean, it's just like Internal Idol Pacifica, but only you just have to break ride and it's a counterblast one. It's really nice. More controlling. And not so heavy on the counterblast. Because, I mean, this deck does take a lot of counterblast. But, yep, that is the grade 3 lineup. Moving on. We got 3 Shining Star Corals. Just because, if you have the grade 1 in the soul, and you ride a grade 2 that's not discard, you can search the top 7 and look for the grade 2 and ride it over. So it's nice. But yeah, the other effect is have the grade 1 +1, so she's a 10k at all times. And then when she hits a Vanguard, when there's the grade 1, if she hits a Vanguard, you return the front. If you have a front, sorry, I'm so tired. Return a front row Bermuda Triangle to your hand, and if you have the grade 1 in the soul, you can return a back roll. So really nice, and a really good effect for a rare card. Alright, next is I got Dual White Crystal Rekka, and what she does is when she gets bounced back, you can soul charge 1 card and unflip a damage. This card does take a lot of counterblast, so if you can unflip that damage, it's nice. This deck does do a lot of soul blasting too, so that extra soul charge is nice as well. I got 3 Top Idol Aquas, just because the grade 2 lineup is not so hot on the just power. So having these 10Ks really fit the bill of what I need. And it's Aqua. It's a nice card. And it matches great with the Coral deck. Just color-wise. Alright, next I got 2 Rios. These are the last cards to my grade 2 lineup. So she's been out for a long time. But anyways, if she gets bounced back from the rear guard to your hand, you can counterblast 1, soul charge 1 card, and draw a card. Nice. That, and she's awesome looking. Alright, that's the grade 2 lineup. Moving on to the grade 1 lineup, I got the Fresh Tar Corals. So yeah, I read the other effect with the grade 2 just to explain, but I'll tell you again. When you ride a card that's not Angelic Star Coral, Shining Star Coral, you may search the top 7 for her if you have the grade 0 in the soul. So yeah, it's fine. And if you have the grade 0 in the soul, she's an 8k at all times. Alright, Perfect Shields, 4 of them. Ellie's, of course. I was thinking about Quintet Walls, but this deck does take a lot of draw power, so I'm saying no to it. But Ellie is good. I mean, I'm going to have that hand power, I'm going to have the consistency, and all that stuff, so it's fine. For Perfect Shields. Alright, next is Apprentice Idol Karen. This is the promo card from the Divas Duet pre-release. So what she does is when she gets bounced back, you can counterblast 1, soul blast 1, and draw a card. Really nice. Nice. Alright. Next I got 2 Monas. I mean, you know what Mona does when she gets placed on rear guard. Counterblast 1 and bounce back a Bermuda Triangle. Really cool. Next, I got dual clear Parasol Kura. Now, reason why I have her in the deck is because this deck is counterblast heavy and it does build up on soul. So using this card is relevant. Soul blast 2 cards when it gets placed on rear guard, and you can choose up to 2 cards in the damage zone and turn it face up. So that means more limit breaks, more effects, and all that stuff. And I usually use her, bounce her back, use her again, bounce her back, and during the late game, I kind of have control over the deck and it's fine. So yeah, she's kind of like one of the main cards I need in my hand during mid game, just so I know it's there and I can use it later on when I start running out of counterblast. But yep. Alright guys, that's the grade 1 lineup. Moving on to the trigger lineup. I guess this trigger lineup complements the deck build that I made, but the trigger setup that I did for it, it just gives it a range of options that can happen, or yeah, you know what I mean. If not, it's alright. You'll see it when you see the lineup. Anyways, 5 critical triggers. Yep, 5 criticals, not much to say. 5 draws. Now I'm going to explain the reason why I have draw triggers. Reason why is because, like, even though I draw a lot already with just the lineup itself, like, just having draw triggers will just make sure. I mean, if I'm hitting all my draw triggers, I won't use the cross-right effect. Well, part of the cross-right effect. I'm not going to go for that +2 unless I really need it. If I need the hand power, I'll go for it. But yeah, the draw triggers are nicely, and plus if I need to soul blast for the Kura skill so I can get more effects off, I can just slide these into the soul just to pay for costs. I mean, I did some weird combinations to pull off some crazy stuff, so yeah. Like, I mean, Fundy gives me options. She's the Margot for Bermuda Triangles. I mean, can't complain with her, right? And then 2 stand triggers, because I mean, it's a stand trigger, and you can place her, and then if she gets bounced back from maybe either Mirror's effect or Vert's effect or Mona's or whatever, when she gets bounced back, you can soul blast 1 card and +4 to any one of your Bermuda Triangles. So it's nice, beneficial card. And of course, I got the 4 heal triggers. Alright, as you can see, they were all prisms except for Florida. But I was thinking about switching it all to duels except Fundy, but but I might just mix and get like variety of Bermuda Triangle triggers. But I don't know. Right now the deck is fine. I don't want to mess around with it. But yep, that's the deck, guys. Comment what you guys think. I mean, I already playtested this deck and I got my hand up to 16 was the highest. And then when I'm done beating my opponent, I have at least 10 cards in my hand. But yeah, I might just do a card fight video just to show you guys what it can do up against maybe another Bermuda Triangle deck, so you can concentrate on those. I'm gonna be trying to be posting more now. I mean, but yeah. Anyways, guys, yeah, thanks for watching. Comment, like, subscribe to my channel. I'll be coming up with a lot more stuffs later on. So yeah. Alright, guys, happy card fightings. I am going to sleep. Good night.